All right, next up, we have Dr. Sundardas joining us from Singapore. He's the author of The Science of Healing Water and a new naturopath, acupuncturist, functional medicine practitioner, and he's the professor of Yongsun Institute of Natural Science. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Sundardas. Over to you for your presentation on the science of healing waters and the difference between MRET and the other waters in the market.
Thanks, Engsu. Okay, we're going to talk about the science of healing waters. And the important thing to understand is there is a direct connection between the quality and the content of water in our body and how our body responds to disease and aging. If you look at it, your blood is 90% and your brain is 83%. So when you're dehydrated, the first thing that will feel the impact is your biochemistry in your blood, and then you start feeling it in your brain before you start feeling it in the rest of your body. So drinking enough water allows your body to eliminate toxins and waste products, regulate body temperature, transport nutrients and oxygen throughout the body, cushions your joints and protects body organs and tissues. One of the major issues I find with everyone that I'm seeing in my practice is they either don't drink enough water, or the water quality is not appropriate, or they have problems absorbing the water. All of these are issues that we will talk about later on. Now, the percentage of water declines with age. As you grow older, it declines. And so any technique or procedure that allows you to slow down the decline of water in the body will slow down aging and improve the quality of your life. In fact, I once made a joke to someone that all the systems of medicine, whether natural or Western, all focus primarily on making sure that the water quality is maintained, although they don't call it that. So the diseases linked to dehydration, most diseases of a chronic nature have actually got a component related to dehydration. All allergies are actually related to cellular dehydration, as well as a lot of other diseases. When I do manual therapy for my clients, one of the first issues that I look at is, are they hydrated? Otherwise, any structural corrections to their bones and to the soft tissue will not last. So the water you drink must be first metabolically restructured into structured water before it is bioavailable to your body. Such restructuring consumes energy. As we age, our ability to do this decreases. An average 45-year-old to 65-year-old has 70% water content. But as you decline, as you grow older and you hit 70 plus, your water content starts declining. So, as I mentioned earlier, you want to reverse this process or slow this process down in order to have a better quality life as you age. When I was first exposed to MRET about 25 years ago, I had been already doing research into water for about 15 years. I was somewhat skeptical because it seemed too good to be true. So when I looked at water systems, I looked at the biochemical, which is the effects on living biochemistry. I looked at the biophysical, which is the effects of the biophysics of organisms, which is looking at cellular energy levels and all of that. The energetic, this is when we look at the energetic level, Kirlian, and aura, and all of that. The bioterrain, the pH, redox and resistivity, and the biological, and the structure, bonding of oxygen and hydrogen, nuclear magnetic resonance, and spectroscopic analysis. So 25 years or so years ago, when I first came to MRET, this was the first water system I saw that actually changed the water on a biochemical, bioterrain, biophysical, and energetic level. It actually changed the bonding of oxygen and hydrogen, and this is what makes MRET so unique, because it is not attempting to do a purely chemical effect. And that because it's biophysical, it is on a higher, more fundamental level than just having alkaline water and other systems like that. So obviously, the nutrients from our body are delivered to each cell and they burn with oxygen to provide energy for us to live, and this creates waste products. And the waste products must be discharged from your body, and our body tries our best to discharge this, and all this creates acidic waste. So until and unless you're doing something to manage this, we tend to become more acidic, and this creates other secondary and other issues. Main reason for being too acidic is we don't rest enough. We work at multiple jobs. Most of our food is acidic. Much of our environment, in terms of toxicity, pollution, water, and air, tends to make us acidic. So more waste products are created. The optimum pH of water will determine the relative health-giving value of the water. And obviously, you want your pH potential to be between 7 to 7.5. And the more alkaline the water, the better it is. So you can ionize water on a chemical level. The impact of MRET, however, is the MRET quality of water is created by changing it on a molecular level. So it's on another level altogether. The resistivity is a measure of how much resistance the water offers. The higher the resistivity, the better the quality of the water and the cleaner the water. As the resistivity of water drops, the kidneys have to work overtime. So MRET water has been shown to have a resistivity value close to the ideal. Redox is the oxidation reduction potential. It talks about whether the water system has got antioxidant properties. So accelerated aging of water is caused by oxygen radicals and hyperacid water. MRET water with optimum redox can suppress this reaction. So the biological terrain assessment of water, this was a test I first did about 20 years ago, 22, 25 years ago. And you can see that MRET has got the optimum pH, redox, and resistivity compared to most other systems of water. This biological terrain assessment doesn't look at the biophysics of the water, which is another test, quantum magnetic resonance type of assessments. So as far as the biological terrain assessment of water is concerned, MRET meets the criteria, and that's an important part of why the water is healthy and useful for you. So other than that, Dr. Igor talked about his discovery about MRET water and what happened after the Chernobyl disaster and all of that. But nevertheless, this is where it started. And I let him talk about his research and how it led him to the discovery of MRET water and the research that he embarked on. So what Dr. Igor did find was that there was a biophysical quality to the water which he attempted to replicate, and he did this using the molecular resonance effect technology. It's a non-chemical, non-chemical biosafe process of water activation. And in order to do this, he uses a specific technology. And this specific technology involves the use of specific polymers in a sequence. Now, this is important because if you do not maintain the quality of the polymer, the quality of the activation is less than optimum. And this has to do with some of the issues that are now coming up with other products that purport to be MRET, but the quality of the polymer is debatable. So Dr. Igor was awarded the US patent, and I'll let him talk about it. Nevertheless, the water process was studied and proof tested in the multiple institutions, Caltech University, Cedars Sinai Medical Center, and so on and so forth. And the benefits of MRET water are enhanced cellular hydration and nutrient transport. You may not be aware that if you normally drink water, The water has to be filtered by your kidneys, and then it has to be made bioavailable on a cellular level, and your body uses energy to do this. And as you age, the capacity of the body to produce this extra energy keeps going down, so the ability of the body to uptake water keeps going down. So MRET has increased detoxification of the body, increased energy, normalization of the pH of the body, increased oxygenation of cells, suppression of harmful bacteria and viruses. There's a study that Dr. Igor referred to that suggests that MRET has some capacity to help deal with COVID and help the body detox from the negative effects of some of the vaccines. Production of strong and flexible cells, rejuvenation of skin, stronger, glossier, and softer hair, improved cell-to-cell communication. In fact, the improved cell-to-cell communication is the key to slowing down the aging process, preventing illness, and remaining young. Thank you so much. Over to you, Inchu.
Thank you, Dr. Sundardas. That was a very in-depth explanation on the science of healing water. And because of that, I believe a lot of viewers would understand further how MRET actually benefits the users. Now, one question I would like to ask you, Dr. Sundardas, is on the difference between the various water in the market as compared to our MRET. So
Yeah.
basically, there was one graph, one table that you pulled up just
Yeah.
now. Could you explain a little bit further on that in terms of trying to get a layman like myself to understand
Okay.
what is the difference between MRET and other types of water that's available in the market like alkaline and all that sort of things?
Okay. So alkaline water has got alkaline properties, which is great. MRET has that. So I just want to distinguish between the different water categories, right? Many of the water systems are attempting to change the quality of water. Either they're doing electrolysis, okay, so they're changing, they're basically breaking up the water molecules, giving you more hydrogen molecules, or they're doing chemical changes. So those are chemical, they're not biophysical. So when it's chemistry, it's a great place to be in, but it's downstream. MRET is biophysical, in other words, the water itself has been changed in a very fundamental fashion. The oxygen hydrogen bonding has changed. As a result of that, it not only has got alkaline properties, it's got small cluster, enters the cells quickly, it increases cellular communication, and as a consequence of that, it allows the body to detox more rapidly. What is more, none of the other water systems in the market have the biophysical effect. They don't have the oxygen hydrogen bonding angle changing. And that's a unique property that excited me 25 years ago because currently there is no commercially available system that does that. And once you have that, you literally have a water that has the capacity to truly offer you anti-aging, health promotion, disease prevention ability. So the other waters, alkaline, yes, makes you less acidic, but it doesn't offer you significant pH resistivity, neither will it do cellular signaling. You may have a water system with small clusters and pH. It doesn't increase cellular signaling. So if you're looking for one system that offers you a whole bunch of benefits, this is it. And I find that some of the other systems are significantly high priced, and basically you're buying it's a commercial enterprise. Whereas I feel that MRET offers a great deal of quality for the price.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that, Dr. Sundardas. Um, Moving on, one of our group's biggest concern is on the counterfeit products that are currently available in the market. Now, what is your take on this counterfeit issue? What are the concerns and dangers that you would like to point
Well, the
out to the
bottom
users
line here
today?
is that there's a quality issue, right? So Obviously, there are some other processes that purport to energize the water. And the thing is that none of them will subject the water systems to the level of testing that MRET does. So if you can't
Right.
subject it to that level of testing, it's not in the same league. That's one. The second thing is that the polymer has a certain quality control issue. It's good for X number of years. So the moment you finish with that, you need to replace the polymer. So if you don't replace the polymer, you are actually getting a water system that is not going to give you MRET water. It's not going to give you the quality of water that has all the therapeutic properties. So somebody may say, look, I'm giving you a better discount, but you know what? You're wasting your money.
Exactly. It's like basically using a water filtration system but not replacing the water filter after it's due.
Yeah,
So that could be
yeah,
detrimental in a certain way as well.
yeah, absolutely. And in this particular case, you're missing the whole point of having an MRET type technology when the technology itself is not working.
Right, right. Okay. So you guys heard it from Dr. Sundardas himself. Make sure you get the original MRET and not the counterfeits in the market. Even though you're paying less for it, but you're probably not getting the real stuff. So get it from Pegasus Aqua. And the way that we've identified our goods as compared to the others in the market is through the color, as what you can see. So, okay, thank you, Dr. Sundardas. You've been
Thank
very
you.
helpful, and obviously, being the author of the Science of Healing Water, you've been able to communicate a lot of messages in terms of the benefit of Amrit. So, with that, we thank you, and it was a pleasure
Thank
having
you.
you joining us today. Thank you,
Pleasure's
Doctor.
all mine. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.